Hey guys, how we doing? Bear with me 1 second. Hey guys, sorry, I just I got it wrong. Hold on. Just need to put a password in so I can see the chat. For God's sake. Uh, oh, I everything's changed where your passwords are on your phone. All right, 1 second. Now I've got to be able to see it. That's the next. Right. Oh, come on. Yes, it's me. And select stream. There we go. Okay, we're in. We're good to go. Right, let's have a look what's going on. Okay, gold looks potentially interesting on the 30. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. So let's have a look. Daily chart. What are we seeing? Spread it out. So one thing that I'm not too keen on when you look at the daily chart is this accumulation here of opens and closes. So what do you think this tells us? When you look at the last 3 days where we've got wicks to the upside, wicks to the downside, and opens and closes very close to each other, what does that tell us? Hey Jody, hey Peter. Oh, let's mute you. Um, Mute forever. Let's do that. Okay, what does it tell us? Think about it, guys. We've got large wicks up to the upside. Yes, Jody. Yes, Peter. Consolidation, uncertainty. Hey, Anna, welcome back. You came back fully intact, hopefully, from the slopes. No broken bones. Have you got nice little ski tan goggles? Tav, how was the conditions? You have a great time? So yeah, exactly, guys. It shows consolidation. So it just basically we can tell just without even looking at the lower time frames that the market is here's the midpoint basically. Vince, hi Vince. I'm guessing are you new to this channel, Vince, or are you under a different name that I'm not used to, a YouTube name? If you're new, welcome, and you'll get an idea of how we trade and what we look at. Yeah, exactly. Nothing's broken. So let's drop down to the 4 hour. Good snow, good conditions, perfect. So looking at the 4 hour, we can see resistance here, and we can see support here. So without dropping down any lower time frames, things that I'd be considering right now is if we get a close above this range, I'd be considering a buy. Okay. One thing I do want to just put in while we are here is just drop this in like this, and we're going to go all-time high. Okay. So we get an idea. I'm not going to write any text on levels yet. Just I want to wait to see what happens. Okay. So I'll be considering buys above here, sells below here, because that would show a change in structure. Which way is predominant bias? So if we had to have a bias, what would we want to consider doing predominantly? Yeah, bias equals buys. So let's just, so why do we write that on the chart? Well, we write on the chart for a number of reasons. One could be the way that you want to manage the trade. So you can be a little bit more flexible with your trade management. Another reason could be how aggressive you maybe want to enter. Do you want to trade with using a momentum or an impulse entry, as opposed to waiting for a close? So let's drop down to the hourly chart. So hourly chart, we're just going to address that level here. Now, this one, I'm going to keep it here as a change in structure, but we can also see minor structure here. And if price was to get below there after we tested not once, but twice, if we were to get below there, that would. Hi, Mark, Vince, the French guy we discussed. Hey, the French guy. Hey, Vince. Welcome, buddy. Apologies. Um, well, nice to have you back. And I do apologize that I forgot you for a minute there, Vince. So apologies for that. So looking at this, right? Okay, so based on where we currently sit, there's room for it to continue going to the upside, but we have to think, what's the probability of trading anything from here? We've got a wick and a rejection. So things that I'm considering, we might be having a little bit of a false break. We don't know, but maybe because we've had a break above. Next candle, instead of wicking down and pushing up, it's just gone up and then come back down. So this move here could be a grab for a little bit more liquidity into the marketplace. So there is potential as we come later in the session for maybe a short underneath this candle here to take it down into 29.38. So there's a load of pips up for grabs there. We've got, what's that, about 75 pips, something like that. Yeah, 70 pips just into the body closes. So that's potential. The 30-minute, we've seen push up. Next candle is a inside candle. This candle still doesn't represent anything. Yes, it's broken the high of the previous 30-minute candle, but it doesn't represent anything because it's still within the previous body, previous high and low. Okay, so we might be just taking out the high of this candle, trapping a few traders before we break the low. And if I was to go short underneath here, I'm going to be looking at full exit at 29. 38.50, 38.60, somewhere above this little range. And then I'd wait for a market closure below here to trade this. So let's have a look. So the 30, I'm not going to put any orders in yet. I'm just going to see. Oh, let me just, something I've not marked on yet is what are we today? Let's get rid of orange news because it just takes up a lot of space. And the 24th, we have a boring day of news today, nothing tomorrow, nothing Wednesday. Bloody hell. I know Trump is meant to be speaking today at 2 o'clock, so that could be interesting. So, yeah, I'm going to look for shorts underneath here as a false break. So, let's just we're gonna pull up magic keys. I'm gonna switch charts. Oh, in fact, before I do that, hold on. Let me just check some of the other charts. Okay, so I don't want to just jump into. So we're looking for potential long above there, shorts below there. Yeah, there's 70 pips. Okay, so we've got loads of space on this one. Let me get rid of this. There's no major news. Zoom out. Let's have a look. No need to rush because gold's not really doing anything. Okay. Yeah, we've got loads of room. Okay, so we'll look at this in a moment. Let's bring this one down to somewhere here. So, okay, so this is going to be what we call, I'm just going to zone this off. So this is going to be our no trade range. Okay, don't do anything in here because it's just like an absolute cluster of candles, wicks, etc. So there's nothing for me to do here. But what I would look at is sells below, oops, sells below 21,680, and I'd look at buys above 21,752. Okay, so that's how I'm going to look at trading this one. There's no major news. Let's get rid of. Let me see if I can find where I heard Trump was speaking at 2 because what the hell? Ah, I want to see what he's speaking about. 24th. There's nothing there. Trump speaks today. 1 day ago, 1 day ago. Can't see anything at the minute. Euro gains fizzle, stocks look to bounce. Germany's SPD says it's unclear if they'll be part of the future government. Nasdaq now discover trading DAX futures today. German Finance Minister Z says China happy to see Russia relevant parties now. Eurozone. Okay, so maybe I saw something that isn't happening for whatever reason. So can't see the Trump speech. So if anyone does know anything about a Trump speech today, let me know. Um, so this is where we currently sit with uh, Nasdaq. Now, obviously, we've seen big moves on. Let me just put the number of pips we've got available in this little range. Well, not little range, 150 point range. Let's just chuck that down to something. And here we have 80. So now I know some of you might think it's a bit tedious mapping out your chart all the time, but for the amount of time that it takes, the reason that you do this is so you don't get caught in silly trades, okay? Um, if we just go to the daily chart, if anything, my bias is kind of flipped right now for short term. Short term, after the way that we finished last week, I'd be looking for, you can see where it's 80 pip ranges and Friday's low. I wouldn't be surprised if we reverse that today and maybe come down and test this area, and we could maybe even have another bigger drop somewhere down here. So let's just go back to Friday. Yeah, that's Friday's low. So if we can break this, I'll be looking to trade again. So let's just put this here. Friday's low. So what I'd want to do is if we get a close below, we'll take the trade down to here with a bit of luck. And then if we can get a close below that area, we'll be looking at taking some big points out of the market. Any questions so far, guys? Now I know people always like to say, "Oh, I want to trade, I want to trade, I want to trade," but listen, you're not going to make money by taking trades every 2 seconds of the day. You want to map out your chart so that when you do map it out, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're not going to react on dopamine kicks as you get all excited and you see the price moving in your favor and you go, "Oh, look, I want to be a buyer, so look, I'm just going to buy." Have it mapped out, have it planned out. So plan your trade, trade your plan. Then in theory, there should be no emotions. Um, you just want to keep it very, very, I hate to say it, but you want to keep it boring. Boring will keep you intact. But boring is what's going to pay you at the end of the month. Those that want to try and make gazillionaires overnight, hey, listen, they might have a bit of luck for 1 month, 2 months, or 1 week, one trade, but 9 times out of 10, it's just going to end up in blown accounts. So the best thing you can do, guys, is stay focused, stay disciplined. And if there's no trades, you don't do anything. So if we just take a look at gold, right? We've mapped it out. We know what we want. So on the basis that the market does what we want it to do, which is we either close above this area and look for longs. I don't want to trade it in here, right? Because look, you've got wick rejection here. Look left, got wick rejection here. Then let's say we do get above this area, we have a nice candle close, and you want to trade it above the highs. Well, you're running straight into this traffic here, and then above there, you're running into this traffic here. So why not just, instead of playing the lottery with this, why not wait for it to close above the all-time highs? Then if you do get a wick down, you can buy the highs and you're just trading into free space. There's no traffic there. So even if it is a false break, the odds are is when it pushes, you'll get a big surge. And when I say big surge, it could be 20 points, it could be 200 points, and then it'll come straight back down. So you can be right, but yet still wrong, if that makes sense, because you've traded according to a set of rules. Yes, the market, when it does break structure, if it is going to be false breaks, which we will never know, there's usually enough of a move for us to be right, take our pips, bank a profit, get to break even, and then it reverses. And that's the position you want to be in. You want to give yourself every opportunity to make money, even if you're on the wrong side of the market. Does that make sense? So, so gold. I'm so look. What I'm going to do with gold is I'm going to be a buyer. So buys above 29.50. Let's call it 29.54.7. Okay. So we're going to be a buyer if we get a close above this area. I'm not doing anything here. Remember, we've got COMEX coming in about 16 minutes. So based on what we're seeing is how the market is reacting around this area, I am actually going to put a sell stop underneath this candle here. Um, if we break the high of this, then probability is we're going to keep pushing. But if we break the high and then it reverses and takes the lows out, we've been caught in what you know as an outside candle, or some of you might know as an engulfing candle, which usually insinuates a shift in sentiment. So what you want to do is have a look at wherever you see outside candles and see what happened. What was the resulting move? What happened afterwards? And you usually find that you'll see significant moves. Now, this is all crappy charts, to be fair, on the basis that the market's very much range bound in this area. See, I'm not sure that's a one, but it's the stuff. If it is, the high is 86.3. The high of that one is 86.1. Yeah, so it is an engulfing candle. And look, the break of that high was the start of the next impulsive move because this is where it started. You had the consolidation, then it goes. Now, I'm not going to be in a trade that long, but effectively that's what happened. So yeah, we're going to put a sell stop. I'm going to show you now. So gold, so switch. Oh, no, there we go. Oh, wrong screen. Here we go, TV. There we go. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my target down to this area here. Okay. So I'm bringing my target down to just above this structure area. My stop can stay here for now. Um, pending order, I'm going to drop underneath these lows. So we can see if the market was to come down, trigger us in, and go down to take our stop, our TP, we'd end up banking $2,300. We're risking $2,100 as it stands right now. Now, for those of you that understand the way that we manage the markets, that's not how, unless the market literally just came down, triggered us in, and then reversed, we'd never lose the full amount unless it did what I just said. We always want to try and manage the trade based on price action. So let's just, so that order's now placed. Okay, so that order's placed. So effectively let's have a look at the 15. So the 15's closed, it's broken above, it's come out, but it's still respected this high. So let's see what happens. my bias, like I say, for the longer term period or the trend is to the upside. So we've got to think about how we'd want to manage this because it is against the predominant trend. So this is where I'd say to you guys, this is where you can start incorporating different trade management tactics. So let's say we're going to put our partial TP in. So normally with trend, I'd be banking 50%. So here I'm going to bank 60% at TP1. Okay, so slightly more. TP2, let's just add that in. So 20 pips, and that's going to be 50%. And that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. So basically, when TP1 is hit, the system, Magic Keys, will just pull the stop loss down straight to break even. But because it is against the predominant trend, this is where you could use something like the 70% rule, which means that if the market goes 70% to your TP, then what you do is you move your stop loss to break even. Okay, and the thought process behind doing something like that when it's against trend is because you're effectively swimming upstream, basically, right? So you want to make sure that you give yourself every possibility. I'd rather have a break-even trade than a loss. Okay, so we're going to be more aggressive with trade management when you're trading against trend. Any questions, guys? All right, let's. While we're waiting for this, I'm just going to have a quick flick. Hey, Jody, have you heard what's on? It's it's our track that brings and breeds success. A bit of Bill Withers. So we're just going to sit tight on this one, guys. Ah, you can't hear it today. Okay. All right, you can see I have open calc set up, so these can move wherever. These aren't trades. There's nothing, there's no orders in. They're just lines set. So if I put market pending, this would be where I'd want to be looking for a potential order if I was buying. But look, there's no trade. I'm just want to have a quick look, see what's happening on the market. And as you can see, DAX isn't really doing anything. I would want to be looking at the DAX long above this area, but nothing's happening there. Nasdaq, again, you know what we mapped out. We're looking potentially long above this area here. So, and full exit, I'd probably go somewhere up around that area. But it's a quiet day so far. This morning was a bit wild on the DAX. Um, we had a big move up overnight. Then it corrected itself pretty much all the way around 8 a.m. and then it came back to where it was the following hour. So there was some big moves on the DAX. Obviously, following the way Trump is negotiating with Russia and Europe at the minute, which may not bode too well for Europe, but we'll see. So we do have an order placed on gold short at the minute, guys. It's not, we're not live. The hell have we got? Hmm. Okay, so we're waiting for. waiting for something to happen, really. We're not going to get tempted into taking any random trades because that's what's the best way of describing it? That's the retail. It's where retail traders go wrong. They see markets moving and just want to get involved because you feel like you're looking at a screen, so you feel like you should be trading, right? But that's not the right way of thinking about it. So just waiting on gold because everything else is not really. We need a big movement. Well, no, 21. We need about 50 points to the upside on the Nasdaq to look for potential buys. We need 30, 40 points to the downside to look for sells. Gold, we need, what is it? About 36 point to the downside to get triggered. And if we're going to look for longs on gold, we need about a 50-point move. So yeah, that's where we currently sit. Next 8 minutes or so should start to see a little bit of a movement in gold as we see comics open in 8 minutes time. So we should see some volatility, and that's where we're looking to capture that fresh cash coming into the market. And like I said, this is where we can be wrong but right, if that makes sense. So in theory, the market may finish up on the day, so it may go up. But what we're looking to do is capture some of that early move. Let's hope it's like a liquidity grab as the market comes down to attract new buyers, and then boom, it comes back up. So we could potentially look for both sells and buys. A buy that would, if price go directly against you, what do you do? Cut your losses short. So look, remember, we're not in a trade right now, Vince. So if price spikes up and just keeps going up, we're not in a trade, so it makes no difference. Um, but if we get triggered in and then it starts to go against us, things that we'll look at is right. If it comes down, closes but doesn't get to our TP, then the next candle opens, and let's say it moves down first and doesn't get to our TP, then breaks its own high, then we can close half. And then if it closes bullish, then we can close the rest of it. So these are things we're always using the price action to dictate how we want to manage the trade. Um, sorry, guys. No idea. So 6 minutes. The hell is going on with my? Okay, so you wait to the 30-minute candle close. Well, yeah, it could be, in this case, it could be the 30-minute or it could be the hour. It just depends on where I'm seeing the structure. But yeah, if let's say I'm short on the hourly, then and it's against trend, then I'm going to definitely be looking at a 30-minute chart. You want to make sure you're giving yourself as much chance in the market, and that means look, you want to be cutting your losses as quickly as possible. But for example, you could cut the loss and the market still goes in your favor. So let's say we got triggered in and then it closes bullish, so we close half our position, but yet we still like the setup. We can put another trade on in the same place. So it's basically giving yourself a second opportunity. So they're the different kind of scenarios that we can look to do. Um, but right now, like I said, there's nothing that we're doing. So DAX is way off from doing anything. If anything, I think the Nasdaq buys. We could be looking at an impulse buy, a momentum buy above the high here, um, around 2 o'clock potentially, if we've not taken a trade on gold, unless we're break even. So we've got 4 minutes for this market, and interestingly, if we look at the candle, what's happened, we've respected the highs. It could close bullish, and it's still going to be an inside candle. So on that basis, sell stops underneath here, I'm still happy with because it means we're going to go back into the range and we have clear candle space all the way down here. But one, two big, nice candle bodies just to work into. There's no traffic, there's no small bodies, there's no wicks. You can see, look here, that you had three big candle bodies to work with, and look what happened. The market just went straight back up. So the same principle worked for the downside. We've got two big candles to work with. Hopefully we can just go straight down. 3 minutes or just under 2.5 minutes. I'm just going to set an alert on the NASDAQ on my trading view because just in case. So like I said, I don't mind if this candle breaks the high. I don't mind it because look, it's coming into this structure area where previous all-time highs. So I don't mind if it breaks the high because if it then breaks the low, this candle is going to be what we call an outside or an engulfing candle. So for this candle, we've got 32 minutes on the hourly left. I just want to see what happens there over here. It makes no odds whether it's the 30 or the hour based on the structure of what we're looking at and how we want to trade it. If it keeps going up, I don't care. I'm not in a trade. So if the hourly closes bullish above here, guess what? I do nothing. I close my order. But if the hourly breaks the high and then comes back down and breaks these lows, then fantastic. We're in the trade, and I would like to think that we're going to go on and hit TPs. Nasdaq is about 30 points away from the top of the range. So watch that. That means so yeah. Remember, guys, we have what 4 days left of the giveaway. So remember, for anyone that has opened a instant funding account with Instant FX Capital, you will be in with a chance. So there's the website. So anyone that opens an account this month before Friday the 28th and places one trade on their instant funded account will be automatically entered into the giveaway. The giveaway is going to be a $5,000 account. And like I say, it's instant funding. There's no challenges. 10% drawdown. It's a static drawdown, so it doesn't. If you make 10%, the drawdown doesn't come up with you. So that's really, really good. It is live account, so you have to go through KYC and AML. Um, so you open a proper account with a brokerage. You're not just buying a demo account. And that's it. So anyone that does it, you are going to be in it with a chance of winning a $5,000 account that can be traded up to 100,000 based on stage 5, performance related. It's a scaling account. It's instant funding. So good luck to everyone. Donville was the winner in December. Lola was the winner in January. It could be you in February. Just click on the link or just go to the website, have a look, click apply, take you through the standard procedures for opening accounts. And all you do is once you place a trade, your account number will be entered into a draw that we'll do on a Zoom meeting on Friday the 28th. Um, you just need to Open an account, fund it, and place one trade. That's it. We do need a little bit of something to kickstart these markets, to be fair. Just look at, if you're looking at gold as a whole since, let's say, about here, all this has been very, very choppy. So I've been trading the DAX predominantly. There's not been a lot to. This was an opportunity as the markets broke through here. Again, when it tested these areas, it's a nice area to be in. But look, you've got all this shit to deal with here. Um, this one was different because you've got a nice big candle to work with. So opportunity here above this high, taking it back into here. But other than that, that's it. This market's been a, a bit messy to say the least. It's not something you just want to get involved in. Just wait for the market to break out, give you some clear ranges to trade into, and that is where you'll succeed. If you just wait for the ranges to be broken, and where you can see clear candle space, then you'll do fine. The hardest bit is just being patient, sitting on the sidelines and waiting for it to happen. And this is where we need news. This is where you need Trump to speak, or you need a bit of news, or you need something to happen to make the market or the market makers to shift it and create some clear candle space, and then everyone gets in on the back of that move. Remember, I'm not buying unless we get a close above 29.54, or we have a nice big solid move down here where we get clear candles like this, big candle bodies, and then a buyer candle somewhere around 29.36. Then we've got room to trade into. So just sitting on the sidelines. I know, and I know people get frustrated because I'm not placing trades and they want to come in and think you're going to make a 20 grand in a split second. And, trader's life. A lot of it is nonsense, guys. You can't believe everything that you see. The best thing that you'll do is sit on the sidelines, be patient, wait for that trade. When it comes, hit it hard, and take it off and de-risk as quickly as possible. So, comics been open 4 minutes now. Um, all right, let's see what's going on with the Nasdaq. See if we're getting anywhere closer. No, Nasdaq's not moving. DAX, what have we got underneath here? 75 points. So look, opportunity below there and opportunity if we close above this way. Yeah, so all this area, this is no trade range. Okay, so that is a no trade range. That means anything that happens in here, we do nothing. Absolutely zero. 24 minutes left for this one. See what happens, but it's Very slow so far. Very, very quiet, guys. Anyone else looking at any other charts while we're waiting for this to go? Managed to get 6K running earlier just before the live stream, so didn't have enough time to get my 10K in. So I am finding a bit of motivation to get back into some sort of shape. Nothing compared to what I was previously, but yeah, it's baby steps, right? And this is how you want to yeah, this is how you want to get on with your trading, right? Start with baby steps. So everyone wants to do everything at 100 miles an hour. And you imagine going into the gym and just getting on a bench press and you pick up 150 kilo, or you try and do 150 kilo bench press. It's just going to fall straight on you. You're going to compound fracture your chest, right? So you start off small. You start off with whatever you can do, whether it's 20 kg each side or 10 kg each side. Get the reps going, 10 or 12 reps. Do that multiple sets. Do it for a week or two. Next, you increase the weights. Mr. Turner, good afternoon, sir. Let's have a look at GBP. Okay, I'll use a different. I'll go into Trading View to look at where the hell. There we go. Okay, so based on the 30-minute, right? If I was to be looking at this, Stuart, let's go to daily first. Okay, so daily. Short-term trend, we're definitely seeing market moves to the upside. Something I'd be a little bit hesitant on is we've seen a break of the highs and then we're back in the middle of the range. So let's have a look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour, okay. So it looks different when you look at it in lower time frame structure. We're in a little bit of a box range right now. Good man, that's what I like to hear. Looking at the hourly. Okay, so hourly looks like buyers are coming back in at support. We've got a resistance area here at 126.50. Let's look at the 30. So if we break it down, looking at the 30. So if I was to day trade this, I'd be looking at a close above this area, um, and then a wick down and seeing if we could find opportunities to the upside. So still gonna look up, still looking at this as like an area to work. Let's have a look at the 15. Okay, so the 30, you can see the 15's got a resistance level here, so you might want to be a little bit wary of that. If you were just going to trade off the 30, in fact, no, I'd leave it alone just because of that wick. So we can see that if we're looking at this 126.55, what have we got here? 126.65. You've only got a 10 pip range. So I would sit tight on that, okay? I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything with it personally. Um, but yeah, thanks for the shout out. It looked interesting, um, and there is potential, obviously, for it to maybe move higher. But I think if we were to get a close below this area, there's shorts down to 120, 126. So you've got about a 30 pip range from a day trading perspective. Gold is just pushing up a little bit, right? Okay, so we're potentially going to come and test those highs. Uh, I'll close the order if the candle closes. So we've got 20 minutes left. So in 20 minutes, if this is still a bullish candle and we've not been triggered, I'll close. Well, we have to trigger in this candle because then the whole uh, idea of this trade getting triggered based on an outside or an engulfing candle forming just vanishes. So it has to trigger in the next 20 minutes. If it doesn't, we close the trade and we look for a potential next trading opportunity. But thanks, Stuart. Yeah, there's no there isn't a setup for me here personally. I mean, if you're looking at, I think from a daily perspective, I'd look at this as maybe a liquidity grab. So big bullish candle, up range candle. We've taken out the highs. If we were to break our own low today, then you can trade it down to 125.85. So that's going to be pretty similar to what we were saying on a day trading idea. If we get below this level, we've got about 30 points down here to this minor support level on the hourly. Anyone else looking at anything? So, so look, this is what we have. So that's basically the order that's in. Good man, Stuart. But yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get anything today. So DAX longs 20, we're looking at them above. So let's just fill it in. I think NASDAQ will be there before the DAX. So we go buys above 22,562. We go sells below 22,380. No trade range. We've got 80, so 40 pip range. No major news. There's loads of room to the upside, but we'll put something in. Okay, so this is where we're going to see some resistance. Why? Because look, market spiked down. We've got a wick, then it's come up and created a top wick here. So somewhere in this region, if I drop to a lower time frame, if we look left, you can see. Okay, so the resistance is actually a bit lower. It's here. Drop to the 15. Yeah, same. Okay, so we've got 22,562, 22,669. So it's 109, 109 points. Let's get rid of that. All right, there we go. So gold, we've got 15 minutes for that candle to close. Lola, pound yen looking at buy above 189.47. Okay, let's have a look. 189.47, so that's very close. Let's get rid of everything. Okay, so look, let's go to the daily. So if anything, the market is signifying a sell, potentially down to here based on the daily market sentiment. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hours support we've seen here. We can't put 4 hour support here because these candles are still running. 4 hour resistance is here. Let's drop to the hourly. So let's move that to the nearest resistance, which is there. Nearest support is here. Resistance, support. Let's have a look at the 30. Okay, slight adjustment. Let's bring that down. Bring that down. 70. Yeah, there's loads of room. Let's have a look at the 15 just to be certain. Okay, so I'll be looking for a close above there, to be fair. Lola, what's that? 189.47. What did you put? 189.47. Lovely, Lola. Nice. Yeah. So Lola, that looks really good. Text. How much room do we have to the upside? 70 points. Looks really good. So yeah, guys, anyone that trades pound yen, not traded pound yen for a long time just because of the yen. But that you got real nice clear range to work within. Think we're going to be cancelling the order on gold. We've got 13 minutes left. But yeah, pound yen looks really nice, Lola. Well done. Just wait for it to close above. If it runs off without you, don't worry about it. So you got 13 minutes for it to close above, Lola. It's pushing, Lola, but don't get caught in it, right? Wait for it to close above. Let it close above, wick down, buy the highs. So this is the patience game. This is where you get people jumping in now. Now they could jump in and it could work out for them, but they'll be panicking because they've done it on dopamine. They've done it on fear of missing out, as opposed to going, right, do you know what? Let's wait, see if it closes above. If it closes above, then you go, okay, right, now it's done something it hasn't done. Then you wait for it to wick down. If it wicks down, you buy the break of the high. Then you're doing everything on a process based rather than, oh my God, it's going to go without me. I need to be in this trade. If you use 15 pips as your first TP, then there's potential on the DAX, Nasdaq, because it has broken above this minor resistance area here. So you could look for an early entry on this. So look, we've had a close above. You've had a close above. Now it's wicking down. I just want to check my broker, see if it looks any. Yeah, I've got 17 points. So 10 minutes for gold to drop its pants. Or how many of you like the buys above here? How many of you would trade that? We've got clear candle. Look, you've got clear candle space here. The question is whether you trade 15 pips. Future Frankie M30 setting up on dollar yen. That is one market I don't trade. But let's have a look. Yep. So look, if yen's gonna pop higher, then pound yen will probably sure as hell follow it. Now, is it a dollar move? Is it a risk off move? Or risk on move, I should say. So risk on selling of dollars, selling of yen. Gold's kind of detached itself from the risk on, risk off vibe now. Okay, what I am going to do is let's just come over here. Let's go to gold and let's just go delete. Oops, what's happened? Okay, delete. Okay, so close gold. Um, pound yen is mm, all right. Okay, so let's come back and see what's going on with pound yen, Nasdaq. I'm gonna wait for the Nasdaq. I think there's I think there's a trade above this here, but I'm gonna wait for a close above. Anyone else gonna look to trade this 15-minute flip? You got 15 points. I mean, what's the Nasdaq up? It's up 0.57 on the day. The DAX is up 0.67 on the day. Let's have a look, see what's happening with a couple of stocks. See if that can give us any clue to. Ooh, pre-market open. 2% up on Nvidia. Pre-market. A li 0.3 on Microsoft. Ooh, big move on Google. What we 2% on Google. Near enough 2% on Tesla. All right, so 0.75%. Okay, so look, I'm just gonna pull up the open calc wherever that is. Where are you? All right, so I've not placed any orders, guys. All right, it's just flipped now. If you if you place the order, it's flipped. I was gonna wait for the hourly candle to close. So here, look, let me show you. So look, I was just pulling up these red and green lines. So it's no order. I'm just putting them there just in case. So I'm just waiting for the hourly candle, because we can see that this hourly candle is going to close in a second. Well, in 5 minutes. We've got the hourly level. Let me just move that out of the way a second. Here. So if we can get above that. I won't trade a momentum entry, but what I will do is if the next candle moves lower, I'll buy the break of the high of the hourly candle. Um, yeah, gold's gone just pushing back towards the highs. DAX is in the no trade range. Nasdaq, we're in that area of interest, but I want it to close above there on the hourly. So we've got 4 minutes to get above that price point. So 4 minutes. If not, we don't do anything. You might think we've been sat here a long time, no trades, but look. Okay, so we're getting something that we want to see now. We're getting something that we want to see, but we've still got 3 minutes for it to close above. Um, 2.5 minutes, guys. The higher it moves, I don't mind, to be fair, because it's showing you something different that it hasn't done here. So if we can close above this area, then we're good to go based off the hourly. The downside is, yes, we've got a bit of a hefty stop. So what I'd do is I'd use the 30-minute low. Mm, 1 minute, 12 seconds. I must have a wick down for this trade. So that means the next candle, I have to see the market move lower. So look at that, Lola. Pound yen is 189.42, so it's 5 points below the range. So patience there could potentially have kept you out of a trade that you might not want to be in. Oh, all right, just gonna push that. Just gonna keep moving it with the highs. Right. If it just goes up, I don't care. And the reason I don't care right now is because if we look on the lower time frames, there's um, so uh, okay, so someone's just messed. There's no sell on gold. There is no sell on gold. We had a pending order which was there was no sell, guys. There was no sell. So I'm not quite sure how you got into that, but yeah, there was no sell. So look, now we're having a wick down. There's just remember just remember, guys, whenever you're whenever you see anything that I do, okay, so look, but But the right, guys, if you're remember, I appreciate that some of you are new on whether it's YouTube or members or whatever, but I'll always say if I'm taking a trade and I'll always show you it. So look, whenever like these lines, these haven't been placed yet. So let's just the yellow line is where my pending order would be. Let's just say, for example, and my red line is where my stop loss would be, my green line is where my target would be. When I click open trade, these green lines, they're dashed. You'll see that it says this is a pending order, and you'll see over here on the left hand side, it'll either have a buy stop or a sell stop, depending on the trade that I've taken. Now, once any trade is active, it'll change from a buy stop and it'll just say buy, or a sell stop and it will say sell. So, and you'll also see in the top right of my screen up here, you'll see some numbers moving around. So when it's in a positive, the numbers will be blue, and when it's in a negative, they will be orange. So I'll always let you know if I'm in a trade. And I'll also show you when you saw me delete the trade, okay? So I'll always keep everyone informed as to what I'm doing, you know? So this is where you have to be patient, as I say. So let's cancel this order because this isn't. I'm just showing. That was just for illustration purposes for someone that just asked me a question. Um, so on this trade now, um, we're going to go back to. We've got to see a close above 21,740 on my broker. Now, if you 21,740. So if we have a look on the Nasdaq. And if I show you what that number looks like on the on TradingView, so if you have a look over it, no. So let's change screen. You see the number that we have on TradingView is 21,752. So there's a little price discrepancy between brokers. So always remember that the number that you see on TradingView, don't use that as your entry price when you're placing orders. So use it as guidance. You know, right, okay, on TradingView, this is the high or this is the point of structure that I'm looking at. So when you come to your broker, you then say, right, where's that point of structure I'm looking at? Right, what's that price point? So you then go, right, let's go back to my broker. Go, right, okay, so this is the point of structure I'm referring to. The price point I see here is 21,741. So I want to see a close above 21,741. Um, until that happens, I'm not going to do anything. All right, gold has just printed a new all-time high. So we haven't got our close above. We've just pushed up. So no trade until we get a close above. So sorry guys, we're sat here. Yes, you could say, oh, I want to trade it because it's broken the highs. We've got loads of free space to run into. The whole point of rules is to stop you from taking those impulsive trades, guys. That's why we have the rules. It's not to sit here and just so I can talk to you for ages and sit here and try and talk about what's happening on the charts. It's to stop us taking trades, right? You know? Okay, so we outlined we want to buy above here if we get a close above. We also outlined that if this candle broke the highs and then we broke this low here, we would sell. So that's where our sell order was. It was underneath the low of this candle. And if we went back to the charts, we said, right, we've got a 30-minute rejection. Then we've got a 30-minute inside candle. We had a 30-minute bullish close that failed to break the high of this one. So we said the next candle, on the 30 minute. If it takes out those lows, we want to be in the trade, especially if it breaks the highs, because that would give us an outside candle. So our entry was here to trade down into there. Yeah. So I'm not sure I'm going to get any trades today. So only other one we could get is if we see the 30-minute come up, close back down in the range, we could trade it as a false break, one of our other systems. So let, let's let's think about the rules for the false break. So let's do checklist. So if we were to do false break, sell one, resistance broken and new high created. Two, next candle closes below resistance. Oops. Three, candle wick up. Four, sell stop under candle low. Check. Is there min 20 pips reward? So this is what we're looking for, guys. So now we've created a new high. Does the 30-minute close back below the range? Well, we've got 22 minutes to wait. If it closes like this, the next candle, if it wicks up, we can place a sell stop underneath the low of this bearish candle, as long as we have 20 pips clear range. We've got 62. So lovely. So there's potential, but we've got to wait 22 minutes. Make sense, guys? So there's no trade yet. There's no trade, guys. This is where itchy trigger fingers can be expensive. Yeah, there's no trade. Rules. Wait for them. Tick them off. Any questions, guys? All right, which is that? Oh, is that Mr. Lennox or is it a different Andrew? So every system that we have for day trading gold, Nasdaq, and DAX, they're all interlinked. So you shouldn't just get caught into a trade. The only time you'll ever get caught on a trade, and it's the same for me, is if we use momentum entries, right? So momentum entries are the ones that will get you caught. Mr. L, good afternoon, sir. And if gold closes above resistance, you tell me, Frankie, is it a question or is it a statement? What are we thinking? You know the rules, Frankie. So if it closed above resistance, what do you think? Uh, well, not quite. It's not just buy stops above the high, is it? You have to apply the rest of the rules. But yeah, you're right. If we get a pullback, I tell you what, Jody, there's some serious shopping going off at your house, mate. You must go every day. And every time I see you, you're losing weight. So I don't know what it is you're buying, but it's working, buddy. And the rest. Lovely, Frankie. Yeah, so you got it, mate. That's all we need to do. You wait for it to play out. Don't rush. Don't panic. You know the rules, and we sit there and we wait. So I think the best way of thinking about how to identify trade setups and the things to do, right? So the best way to think about trade setups and applying rules. If you're a pilot, does a pilot just, would you consider the M15 for such a move? For a close above? You could do. I'm not going to trade it, but you could do. I'm looking for I'm looking for a false break. I'm feeling false breaks coming in today. It's just a gut feeling, so I'm just going to sit waiting for a bearish close on the 30. If the bearish close doesn't come, then I'm just going to wash my hands and say today's done. It's been an okay day. Um, Nothing fantastic. Started off with two losses, um, and up a couple $100. So it's nothing fantastic. 200. No, so I'm not going to look for an M15 close for sells for a false break. I want a 30. Now, Nasdaq underneath here is something that I think could be interesting because remember what I said on the after Friday, we're seeing some potential liquidity, and if we break the lower Friday, whoa, we're off. So the sell below 21,680 could be the yeah the 15 is looking or the 30, whichever one you want to look at on gold is looking good, but if you look at the 15, Frankie, there's a minor support level at about $1 lower than where it is. So if it sells underneath here, if we get 21,680, then it could be an early entry, and if we can hold a bit to continue that move lower. So we look at gold. So look, so this is the bit that could be a bit wonky, but 30 points. Okay, so if we break the low of this 30-minute candle, then we're going to have an outside candle forming. So I I am going to look at how long we got. 14 minutes. So I'm going to place that, guys. So uh, I'm just sorry. Where's TV? There we go. So order is in. It's placed. Now I'm just going to move this down here, and I'm going to put my partial TPs in while I'm waiting. So it's against trend, so I'm going to take 60% off first. 250 there. Okay. Then we'll trail if it triggers. So I'm literally just trading the false break, engulfing candle at the highs. So it needs to trigger on this candle. So if it doesn't trigger in the next 14 minutes, then I need to cancel the order, see if we get a wick up, and then I can replace the order at the same price. So all I'm doing is I'm preempting an engulfing candle. Okay, so that was a shitty fill. Wow. Gapped 7 points. So need to get rid of these, and that doesn't look right. Fucking hell. That was horrendous. I'm going to take 70% off now. What a awful fill that was. Anyone else get a shitty fill? Right, so I mean you saw where the entry was. Entry was underneath that by a pip. Let's see what we got gapped. 7 points. That's really bad. I hate that. I hate when that happens. So the engulfing candles happened. So I'm happy about that. I'm just not happy about the execution. Um, so that should, if you look at it, the gap that I got gapped based on the market and the 70% rule, that would have been break even. I'd have been stopped out very, very quickly. Now I'm sat in a trade that I'm still happy with the candle, but I'm not happy with the execution. And basically, what would have happened is if we'd taken the trade, we'd have got stopped at break even, and then I'd wait for this candle to close, and then I'd replace the same entry if it closed anything like it's doing in it now in 11 minutes time. So remember, guys, I'm closing more than half at TP1 if it gets there. And the reason for that is it's against the predominant trend. So now you can see when it's in, when a trade is live, because you see these orange numbers, this means I'm in a loss. When it turns blue, it means I'm in a profit. So if these turn to blue and it gets to plus 70, what I'll do is I'll move my stop loss to break even by hitting this yellow button here. So that's the 70% rule, because first take profit is 10 pips. So if we see 10 pip, if we see 7 pips in profit, that means we're 70% to target. I just move my stop to break even. 9 minutes for this candle to close. So a little bit in profit now, not much. And we're back offside again. 5 pips offside. So if we got triggered at our original entry, now we'd be break even. So something to consider here is if we go in profit again and it comes back up, what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to move it to break even pretty quickly because I'd rather it just move. I can always place the trade again. Um, 7 minutes for this candle to close. So okay, break even, guys. So we can't lose anything now. It got very close to T1. And so you can't lose anything now, guys. Break even. And there we go. T1. We've taken yeah. So nice bit of profit, guys. And T2, lovely. Right, let's bring our stops down. So we've got plenty of, if we can break this low now, guys, we've got, I'm just going to bring my stop down a little bit. I don't care if I get stopped out. It's just, let me know if you got T1s, T2s, guys. You should be nicely in the profit. T2, Anna, lovely. Anyone else? T2? We get through here. We should have some nice room, but we've got to break this. Pleasure, Anna. We waited, what, an hour and a half for this trade? An hour and a half. And to be fair, if you do T1, T2, T3, if we'd have got our original entry, or if I got my original entry, you'd have got 30 pips easily out of this. But got slipped a bit by the market. These are conditions that we expect and happen. Hey, Mr. Cropley, well done, sir. T1, T2, the man is back in the house and he's back on fire. That's what I like to hear, Adam. Well done, buddy. There we go. Right, let's close half of that. There's 50 pips. Let's bring that down. Lovely. Love it when we catch them false breaks, right? Anyone else get some nice extra bonus points there? Just closed another half at 50 pips. I'm needing. Oh, yeah, Andrew. Absolute. Oh, 60 pips. Let's have a little bit more. Okay, so let's just bring that down. Let's just keep bringing it down. So we'll see what we've made today. I'll bring it up on the screen in a second. It will be about 1%. It's gonna maybe by the time we've closed this out, it's gonna be around $1,000. And 80 pips. Keep going. Ah, and we're out. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, let's have a look, see what we've made. Uh, so today we have done $1,014.79. So there we go. 7 trades, 2 losses, 5 wins. And we waited all afternoon for that one trade. So well done, guys. That's it. And one of those trades was on gold last night out on the market open. That was a losing trade. And a big loss on the DAX this morning of 14, well, combined it was $2,300, unfortunately. But there you go. We can be down $2,300 and still come back and be up $1,000 on the day. So patience. Well done for everyone that came in. Well done for everyone that traded according to the plan. Now, you know what to do. You see this button up here, this red X? There we go. Close your charts. Day's done. We rush our hands. We say, see you tomorrow, guys. Members, I'll see you at 7 a.m. If there is anyone wanting to inquire about membership and joining the community, so I like the emojis, Anna. Then all you need to do is just drop me an email at markettradeandtrain.com. We've got some amazing members that are just thriving, and everyone is there to help one another. Obviously my job is to, and Nolan's and Adams is there to help you guys with queries, trade setups, rules, analysis, the psychology of trading. But what we do here on YouTube is just to give a bit of brand awareness, and so you can see what we do live. But the members community is where it all goes on. We do 6 live streams per week, 3 London Opens and 3 NY closes for those of you that are swing traders, like to look at some higher time frame stuff in the evening. So yeah, any questions, guys? drop an email to Mark at tradeandtrain.com. And if you did take that trade, so it's one trade, one win. If you did take that in the live stream, please make sure you give the live stream a big thumbs up and comment below afterwards the trade that you took and how many pips you banked. The more of you that comment below, and the more I'll do throughout the week. Okay. So my promise to you is, if you make comments, if you enjoyed the stream, if you took the trade with me, tell comment below what trade you took, how many pips you banked. Much appreciated. So thanks, guys. Members, I'll see you at 7 a.m. Nolan will see you at 8 p.m. tonight. And if you're not a member, YouTube potentially, if I get at least 10 comments today, I'll do one tomorrow. The more comments I do, the more I'll do. Okay?